And next thing you know, this he's chewing on my hand.
as one does.
Yeah, and we're down on the ground, and your mom out of nowhere comes over and kicks him right in the face.
Damn! Oh! Damn!
How do you feel about it doing that with a mask on? Because it's kind of trippy that you can't see your mouth.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can assure you I'm talking. And also, before this podcast starts, and by the way, this could be possibly the best episode of Impaulsive we've ever had, because this will be the most impulsive episode we've ever had. You have 3 Paul brothers, Paul boys on set today. You got Jake Paul, LP, my father, Greg, our father, Greg Paul, and then Mac, who has been my best friend since I was 5-6 years old. So you're basically one of us, dude. Like, yes. But the mask thing, just addressing it. Maverick face masks, not just Maverick face masks, maverickclothing.com face masks. These are brand new. We're giving them out for free tomorrow. So on Friday, we'll be dropping these because I think the CDC is going to demand that everyone in Los Angeles anyways wear masks. I think you'll be fined if you do not.
Wow.
So we're going to be giving these out for free. We figured it'd be a good way to get like a fresh relaunch of the brand, because as you can see, zoom in here, Andre, the designs are different. It's newer, it's cooler, it's updated, it's sleek. I love this thing. And most importantly, it could hopefully save lives. It's good for you too. Incredible. So maverickclothing.com. We even changed the site, dude. It used to be maverickbyloganpaul.com, maverickclothing.com. And I'm going to dive into more on like the rebrand and the full first campaign that we do, but we figured this was a good way during this pandemic to start off and get a good kickstart. But here we are on Impaulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for liking, viewing, watching, subscribing, all this shit.
Let's go.
During this pandemic,
Let's go.
Let's do this, baby.
Yeah, we try our best to keep the people entertained, and GP, hopefully you can help us do that today. I feel like it won't be hard for you.
Yeah. Well, just let me know when we're on.
So we're on.
Yeah,
cool.
we've been going.
Oh, we have.
Just for a little while.
Who'd you think I was talking to, man?
I never know what's really going on.
So I'm like slightly concerned about that, because you've never been on a podcast, correct?
Never.
Ever.
No.
So is like wearing headphones even like weird for you?
I never listen to music, wear headphones, earphones, nothing.
You never.
He just chops wood in the mountains.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday.
I want to dive into that later.
Totally.
Because like growing up, Mac was like, I'm so glad my dad listened to Bohemian Rhapsody type music growing up, like Queen and like the classics. I'm like, yeah, my dad never listened to anything ever. So I am not cultured.
that was weird actually.
Yeah. I drove home 2,200 miles on my motorcycle from Washington to Cleveland over 3 days. No music, no headphones. Just shit going on in my head.
It's weird. No. It's weird because that has trickled down to me. I don't know if you've ever done this, but I'll be in the car and it'll be silent for 30 minutes and my friends will be like, yo, why aren't you playing music? And I won't even realize that there's no music playing.
Same.
I got enough going on up here.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're able to join us. Typically, you're on my ranch that I just bought, my $1,001,001 property, and I still have yet to do the tour on my vlog channel. Yeah. And you're posted up in the mountains, soaring at 5,000 feet just by yourself up there.
Well, sometimes I'm by myself.
Oh. Maybe you were right, what you said about that. Yeah. I mean, you're a ladies' man, you know?
No, I got it from you guys.
Oh, okay.
Wow. But that's crazy.
You are definitely the most Ohio, salt of the earth, man's man, raw as dude we've ever had on this podcast. And I think people only know a certain side of you that obviously like we choose to show on the internet, and it's like the things that people choose to focus on. But hopefully we can help humanize you and form the full 360-degree human that is Greg Paul.
Yeah, I would say you're the most controversial like
Paul
YouTube dad that there has ever been.
Yeah.
I would agree with you on that whole thing with the YouTube. Yeah, because there's not a lot of dads out there doing it, or moms. But yeah,
I mean, who's doing it besides you? we got the Nelk Boys' dad. What's his name?
Yeah. Ooh, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yo, they need to fight.
Yeah,
there's beef.
We're gonna have an undercard.
Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah.
MTV Pat.
MTV Pat versus Greg Paul. Bro, you heard it here first.
I'm game.
Yo,
let's do it.
You think you would beat his ass?
I don't know nothing about him. It doesn't matter.
You just got that old man strength.
I don't want to. No boxing. I want MMA. Or if we're gonna box, we're gonna wear like MMA gloves. Right. And just fucking fight.
Right.
So we've actually talked to the Nelk Boys, and they are legitimate about setting this up as well. And their dad, it's Jesse's dad, Pat, who's down to do it.
I think it'd be good.
I think it would be huge.
So
yeah,
I think both of you have more clout than a Nissan Gabe.
Well, you're not wrong. Yeah.
in a Nissan Gib, I'd beat his ass with no problem.
Do you think? Hey,
I think anyone.
I mean,
not anyone,
yeah.
put me in the ring. I'll do it.
You think you could be Anderson Gibb?
Yeah.
All right, so check it. You know the dynamic of the podcast.
Hold on, I got to ask something.
What?
Did Riley Reed, was this hers?
Yeah, man. She had that all the way down her esophagus.
Was it this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Nice.
I wouldn't get too close to it.
No,
Or you
no.
can put on these masks. They're free.
Here, hold on. I have an idea.
There we go.
Nice.
They're good for corona and preventing.
That's actually a
deep
great
throat
idea.
mucus.
Yeah, I'm
that is
covered.
actually a great idea.
I'm covered.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of germs on this.
So the dynamic of this podcast is a little different, and you guys may have noticed this because we are missing someone, and it's Mike. Mike is not to my left. That's Jake. And on the last podcast, I texted Mike this. I said, it's unbelievable that you are just as polarizing when you're not on the podcast as when you are on the podcast. Bro, half the people are like, yo, this shit's slow. We need Mike's energy. Half the people are like, yeah, fuck Mike. We're glad he's gone. And it's the same shit when he's on. So, like, put quite simply, what the fuck do you people want? What do you want?
Make up your
Make
mind.
up your minds, people. I'm trying to satisfy you the best I can, but I'm just confused.
I have the answer. You need a female.
We're working on it.
Yeah, you need a female in here.
We're working on it.
Yeah, that's
But
no.
the reason I bring this up is because Mike wanted me to say a message from him that he sent me this morning. Mike has a message for all the Impulsive fans that I'm going to read now. Hello, Impulsive viewers. I write this note to you from the confines of my new quarantine in Beverly Hills. It pains me to miss these episodes after all that we've been through. From my initial panic attacks to from episode 1 to 170, where my head is so big you can barely see the Impulsive sign anymore. I never thought a day would come where I'd be watching the show from afar. To my fans, I'm sorry I can't be there for you. I've received your kind words and they have kept me going. I will return triumphantly. To those who aren't big fans of mine, different strokes for different folks. I'm not mad at you, but just know that you are the Carol Baskins of the comment section. In the words of the great Henry Ford, when everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. I thought Logan would like that one. Well, guys, I hope to fly with you all again soon. Be well. P.S. I just want to remind everyone that I used to do drugs and also that I'm dating Lana Rhodes. It must be said.
That was good.
Now that we're on Lana Rhodes, let's talk about birthday gifts, because the birthday gift that you gave him was far better than that fucked up piece of shrimp that he gave you.
Piece of shrimp.
That was truly the dumbest fucking birthday gift I've ever seen anybody give anybody.
But the intent was good because it was technically a branch of my favorite animal, the mantis shrimp.
Okay. Yeah. Good. I'm going to give you a fucking scrawny ass little dog, and I'm going to say, hey, it's a branch of Kong.
I'm gonna give you an Audi. An Audi makes Lamborghini, so it's like,
Look, guys,
it's technically
hey,
connected.
I'm on the same page. I don't know.
But here's the thing. I bet you that shrimp would grill up really good.
GP, you've been on the mountain too long.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
And eating squirrels and stuff.
No, I'm going Chef Kitty leftovers, man.
Oh, okay.
Those are the best.
So here we are. I don't even know where to start with this. You have raised two very successful yet very controversial.
Ex-controversial.
True.
Yeah,
Ex-controversial.
We're no longer controversial.
But now notorious young men.
Notorious B.I.G.
That's
You did not
Biggie
raise the
Smalls.
notorious people, unfortunately. But
And I just want to pick your brain a little bit about. I mean, like, what's really good with you?
we want to know.
that's a broad question. How can you
that's-
narrow that one down? Though?
Yeah. I need more.
Did you beat my ass when I was young? Because I have vivid memories of being thrown down the stairs.
That was from your mom.
I saw that a couple of times, and also I've been thrown through a wall
Wait, which wall?
in my room.
That was also from your mom.
Yeah.
No, what we did do on this episode, I don't know if you guys remember, you'd each grab onto one of my legs, and I'd walk up the steps with you.
No, I know.
On my
I remember
leg.
that. We did all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff on the stairs.
Yeah.
And
I didn't really beat your ass. You were pretty good for the most part, Jake. But you guys both really were great kids. You listen for the most part. Every now and then I raise my voice.
okay, so what went wrong with Jake though?
Raise his voice. Does raising his voice look like this?
Bro, because I have vivid memory of me just, I don't know, Dad. I thought I was about to fuck you up, but then I was like, damn, I'm 7. You know?
Well, yeah, you thought that from like I mean, you started walking at 7.5 months old.
Yeah.
And I remember you're probably 1.5 or 2, and you're walking around this coffee table. And I said, Logan, I just cleaned the coffee table. Don't touch it. Keep your hands off it. It was a glass top. And he literally looks right at me, looks me right in the eye, and he goes like this, and he has his finger 1/2 inch from the table, and he looks right at me, and he starts walking around the table with his finger going like this, and about halfway around, he stops and looks at me, and I'm like, you little motherfucker.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. I'm just a fuck ass.
And I go, if you touch that table, you're in trouble. And he just grinned and kept walking.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
He's like, oh fuck, we got a rotten one. How are we gonna fix this kid?
Yeah, this is tough.
Beat the shit out of him.
Right. Yeah.
Nah. So I remember when I was growing up, you're an alpha. You're an alpha male. And I remember there was a very specific moment when I realized that I was stronger than you. And so we were grappling in jiu-jitsu. And do you remember when I made you tap out for the first time?
Yeah, you choked me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about for you, but that was a big moment for me because that's how I knew you couldn't beat my ass anymore.
Well, here's the thing. That was a big moment for you in jiu-jitsu. In fighting, it's a whole nother story.
He's like, I got my Glock.
No, because the difference is I've been in scraps before. I know what it's like to hit somebody's head up against the cement.
Oh.
And not worry about it, not give 2 fucks. You never did that. Oh. So it's a different thing.
I have yet to slam someone's head against the cement. Yes.
Well,
That's what I hate about our generation though, because like if you slam someone's head against the cement now, it's like you're doomed. Back then, it was like so normal for people to like get in fights and be like real raw humans and settle shit like in the old days.
right. You'd beat the shit out of each other, and it was okay.
Yeah, it's because no one had cell phones to record it.
That's right.
Yo, true.
You just get away with
True.
it.
The cell phone's a major weapon. Major weapon.
I wish I like grew up in that time.
And the lawsuit thing is another thing because you have a bunch of attorneys going, "Oh, I saw that you got hurt. Here, call me, and it's not going to cost you anything for me to sue him."
Also, depending on what state you're in, like the laws in California are fucked.
Yeah.
I heard. I think someone told me the other day if someone breaks in your house in California, and you shoot them, you go to jail. If you kill them, you go to jail for a long time. So I don't know if that's true or not. And I was maybe hoping someone could say something.
I
know nothing.
I heard is if the shots are in the front, then you're fine. If they're in the back, then
So
it's like they're running away.
But anyways, this moment for me, I went through puberty, and I remember I made you tap out once, and you kind of sat back, and I kind of sat back, and there was a moment you looked at me, and you kind of laughed and smiled, and you're like, "You got a lot stronger." And I was like, "You god dang right I did, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm an all-state wrestler now. Watch your ass."
Right. And you know what? For a dad to deliver that to their kid, that's kind of cool, actually. Like, it didn't. Now, there's a lot of dads out there that are pussies and would be concerned about it. I wasn't concerned about it because you guys weren't punk ass kids.
What?
You weren't.
What about him?
No.
No?
No. Neither one of you guys are. You guys are both great kids. You both.
What about in high school?
He was still.
Yeah, but
I just got in trouble a lot, but it's because I didn't have enough stimulation. I was too smart to be sitting in the fucking class cooped up all day.
What kind of smart though? Not book smart.
No, I don't know, but street smart, common sense.
Yeah,
like
Jake's
high IQ.
Yeah. Jake's thing was he wanted to be the first one done with his homework and his test. Didn't matter. I mean, he'd rush through everything, and then he'd sit there in the rest of the class for the next 20 minutes doing nothing, and then that's when he got in trouble because he was like, for some reason, he had to be done right away.
But also, didn't you get like not so good grades?
No, I got. So what would happen is I wouldn't do homework, but I would get A's on the test, so it'd equal out to like a C.
How did you convince me to like try in school and like be a book smart nerd, and then he just did not?
I didn't have anything to do. You just. I don't think from third grade on, I don't think you ever got less than an A.
No.
And you just were possessed with doing that. I remember senior in high school, you're already done, had all your everything. You actually had your scholarship for OU, and on a Sunday you studied for 6 hours. It was like May 2nd, and you were graduating on May 17th, and everybody's out smoking weed and drinking and fucking around. And I'm like, Logan, dude, you're done. You're good. And you're like, no, I
had to kill those finals.
I want to get this.
I had to kill those finals.
And I go, but you already have
test.
everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I have to do it. And then Jake, I'd be like, dude, Jake, sit down. Just finish this shit. And he'd sit there for a few minutes and get all jittery and I'd fucking walk out in the garage and he'd be somewhere else.
No, I remember seeing how frustrated you were doing homework. And it's crazy that we came from the same family. And like when it comes to schooling, we are the exact opposite.
I just knew, and maybe I didn't know, but I just knew it wasn't for me. And I just thought there was no point in it at all. I was like, where is this taking me?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with these skills of calculating how many elephants cross the river? Like what?
I went through the same thing. 10th grade,
It's
I remember in
stupid.
geometry. I asked my geometry teacher, I said, what do I need to know? He goes, well, if you want to be an engineer or you're gonna be a math teacher. I said, all right, well, I'm not gonna be an engineer or a math teacher, so now what? He goes, well, if you want to pass my class, you need to know this stuff. I said, well, what if I don't care if I pass your class? And he goes, well, then I'm not sure, but you need to pass my class. And I said, okay. And then somehow the teacher's actual geometry book with all the answers ended up in my hand.
That's crazy.
So I ended up with an A in geometry.
Wow, way to go.
Yes. And then I actually rented the book to another kid in class. His name was Jay. I'm not going to give his last name, but he was always getting stoned. He's like, dude, you don't do shit. You cut half the time. How are you passing? I'm like, I'm smart, man. He's like, no.
Bro, if
I'm smart.
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know, that's why I hit KSI in the back of the head when he was down.
Right.
It all makes sense.
Wait, so all right, I'm listening to you, and I also know you because you're my dad and stuff. And you're saying that like we weren't, and like Jake wasn't a punk in high school. But you were a bit of a punk, right?
Yeah, I was a little bit out of control. Yeah.
They called you Red Muff.
Yes.
So what did mom see in you?
You know what? I think she liked my rebellious nature.
Yeah, girls like bad boys.
Yeah. But I was also confident, and I was, I just pursued her, and
You tricked her into marrying you.
actually, it was the other way around.
It must be nice having mom as the scapegoat. Anything I say, he's like, nope, that was your mom.
Actually, it was mutual because we were actually living together before we got married. And as a matter of fact, Pam's mom was like, if you guys will get married before you move in, I'll pay for the wedding. And I go, but does that mean then you have control over who comes? And she's like, of course. I go, no, we're not doing it. And I told, because her mom was like, I have a list of 100 people that we're inviting. And I told Pam, I go, we're not inviting 100 people we don't know. If we don't know them, to talk to them and say, hey. And she agreed. She's like, no, I agree. So we covered it all ourselves.
It's so, I'm fascinated. Tell me if you agree, Jake, but you and mom are so different. Like, how did y'all think that was going to work?
Well, here's the thing. Look, the divorce rate is 50%, right?
It's a little low now. It's like 46, 44.
Okay, yeah, because everybody's waiting until they're 35 to get married.
Yep.
If anything else that we did in life had a 50% failure rate, you wouldn't do it. If you went to the grocery store and bought milk and 50% of the time the milk was bad, you'd never do it. If we all said, just buy the milk, it'll work out. No one would do it. And the silly thing
See if
is,
it's right.
Pam's mom was divorced 2 or 3 times. Her dad was divorced like 72 times.
So were your parents.
Yeah, my mom and dad were divorced. We didn't have the teaching tools to make it through marriage. But the fallacy is we believe, we love each other. Love will pull us through. That's a fucked up bullshit lie. Now, if anything else had a 50% failure rate, the government would jump in to correct it. Look at the coronavirus, right?
It's like 1 to 2%.
And
It's like a pandemic.
we're shut down. But here's the thing. If the divorce rate dropped from 50% to 20%, the effect on the economy would be huge because you have attorneys that aren't making money. You have courts that aren't making money. We're buying, you guys had multiple sets of shoes, multiple coats, multiple things. For divorce to end, it would have a huge financial impact on the economy.
I mean, that seems unrealistic. And also like,
it's not going to happen.
You know, there would be an adjustment. Yeah, it's not going to happen. But I'm saying like, you're a smart guy. Did you really think love was going to pull you through? I'm telling you, you and mom are the exact opposite.
Well, here's a crazy thing. They say opposites attract, but that's another bullshit.
I mean, bro,
lie.
that's from magnets.
Right. Well, here's the thing. If we think about it as dudes, all my dude friends that I'm good friends with, I haven't seen in 20 years, and I see them and I pick up, we're nowhere near fucking opposite. We're very much alike.
So you're saying me and Mac are going to be friends for a while?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Sounds like a
if you
good plan.
think about it as friends, and even women, the people they're tight with, they're very similar. But somehow we were in this idea that opposites attract, and it's just not true. And we fucked up. We did what we thought were right. We were in love. We didn't rush things. We bought a house first, moved in, lived together.
Yeah.
So things were calculated.
I think that's what's interesting is like I don't know if you have any memories of it, but I never got to see like any of y'all's relationships, so I wouldn't even know what it was like.
I remember
Right.
vaguely, but in my mind I can't even picture them like together. All I remember honestly is like, and not surprisingly, is like the bad stuff when it got bad during the divorce. And
Right.
yeah,
Here's the thing. In divorce, most people, if you go through a divorce, which 50% of us are, it's generally a 3 to 5 year recovery, emotionally, financially, or both. And you'll get people that are a year out of divorce, like, oh, we're good. Fuck you. You're not good.
Did you try to get a rebound? Like, cause did you spite fuck anyone?
No, but the first gal, look, when I got divorced, your mom left. She was involved with somebody else. I never had any clue. We never talked about getting divorced. We never went to counseling. She never said she didn't love me. It was literally out of left field. I was literally like, you know what? I'm 38 years old, 2 kids. I'm never going to get laid again. I'm never going to get tail again.
Damn.
And there was one point, and I actually shared this story. I shared this story with Evan. There was one point where I was just like, fuck this. And I didn't leave my room for like a day and a half. Just went to the bathroom, shades down. And then I was like, GP, quit being a bitch. Get up.
But I was about to say a day and a half is like not long.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
For a depressed person.
Right. So I'm like, get up and do something.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's the GP I know right there.
So, but here's a part that I share with Evan that I not really share with a lot of people. There were times when it got really hard because she's out living large, she's traveling. I had you guys a large part of the time, and I'm still trying to recover. And I was selling real estate. So I didn't have, like, your mom was a nurse, and she could punch a time clock, had to be there Tuesday at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And the person behind her, in front of her, could kind of move her along through her day. But as a realtor, I'm self-employed. So there's nobody pushing me or pulling me. There's nobody saying, GP, get out of bed, come to work, do this. And when you're emotionally fucked, the shadow of emotion follows you anywhere you go.
Yep.
If I'm physically tired, I'm just going to go to sleep.
Yep. But
when I'm emotionally wrecked, I wake up, take a leak. That shadow of emotion is
Can't
right
stop
there.
thinking about it.
It shows up anywhere. I found myself at one point driving to Toledo, which is an hour and a half from home, and I'm like, literally, I don't even know how I got there.
whoa,
Because I was just like, in my mind,
that wasn't the drugs.
no. Here's the other thing. This is the other thing. When I went through this, I'm like, no coffee, no drinking, no smoking.
Wait,
weed.
really?
Yeah, because here's why. I was like, you know what? I want to feel every emotion. I want to feel it raw, and
Wow.
and I
Lean
also
into the pain.
I also didn't want to be in a position where I ran into your mom and her dude, and I was jacked up on coffee or jacked up on a shot, and next thing you know, somebody's fucked.
Has
And it
someone
wa-
ever punched someone in the head because they drank too much coffee?
Well, here's why.
I had too much coffee this morning.
Yeah, but well, you get that rage. You're just like, bah,
That's that's mad noble, GP.
So here's I wanted to feel it all.
That's
And-
kind of it kind of makes you a sick fuck, man. But it's noble. But also, are you crazy? Because the reason I ask is because when I mean, it's been only like 1.5 times now. When I had my heart broken and I was like emotionally just like fucked. Full transparency, I turned to alcohol.
Yeah.
Because I did not want to
Yeah.
be present. And a lot of people do. It's just like, yo, I do not want to be present here in this moment. I am so sad and traumatized by all this.
I get it, and emotionally, it was fucking me. And I was literally, I would leave myself a voicemail, at night before I go to bed. And I'd go, yo, GP, you're a good dude. You're doing what's right for your boys. Wake the fuck up, spread some goodness, and keep on moving. I'd go to sleep. I'd wake up in the morning. I'd check my voicemail. And I was still so emotionally fucked that I'd go through my voicemail and, you know, I'd have one or two. Then a third one would be me that I left for myself. I was like, huh, that sounds familiar. And I'm like, fuck, that's me.
Why you didn't remember?
Because I was so emotionally drained.
Damn.
Wow.
And
How long did that last for, though?
for me, it was about 96 days. The reason it was 96 days is because on the 96th day, I got fucking railed by a hot smoking piece of ass.
There he is.
And,
There he is.
in this chick,
Did you count the exact days?
you know what?
He was tallying on his door because he couldn't get out.
Days I've cried.
Yeah. So here's what happened. I didn't know for a while, and my buddy Tommy, who you guys know, was with me. We were at a bar, and we went back to the bar. And at the bar, they always take Polaroid pictures of everybody in the bar.
Yep.
And like 3 months later, we go back to the bar. We're flipping through the pictures, and there's a Polaroid of me and the gal that I was with. And I was like, and he goes, dude, this is the night you got your mojo back.
Oh my God. Well, because every dude that has ended a relationship with a girl, like especially if it's a long, like powerful relationship, there's always that fear of like, oh my God, I forgot, I'm out of the game. I'm never gonna get women again. I have no idea how to have sex with like a new girl. Yeah. It's new territory. It's uncharted. So like, that was a big day, that day 96.
Oh, it's huge. And the crazy part is that when guys get divorced, guys do this. Dude, let's go out and get fucked up. Let's just drink. Let's get laid. You'll be fine. And I didn't want to do that. And when women get divorced, all their girlfriends are like, hey, I'll watch your kids. I'll bring you dinner. You know, I'll clean your house. They're caring and giving. Yeah. And dudes are just like, go out and get laid. You'll be fine. But I didn't want to do that because I didn't trust where your mom was going. And I didn't want to risk being thrown in jail. Because if I was in the can, then that would give some justification to the moves, the motives, and what she did. And I also didn't want to be taken away from you guys.
So you were definitely thinking boys first here, right?
100%.
Was there anything that you did that you can remember where you were really putting them first?
Everything I did.
Everything.
Yeah, I remember you leaned into us a lot. I remember we ruined a relationship for you because the girl wanted the woman demanded that, and you told her this before you started dating. Yeah. That, you know, boys are number one for you. And then she's like, oh, that's cool. That's so noble. He's such a man. 6 months in, she tried to flip the script on you. And you're like, I'm sorry. I told you this. Like, my boys are the most important to me. And then you guys broke up.
Right. And you know, to her credit, she told me, she goes, listen, I know you told me the second date we went out, you told me this. She goes, and I loved it, but not too many guys are doing it. And you got to understand something. I had you guys a week at a time, a week on, a week off. And back then, I was kind of setting the trend. That wasn't the norm.
That was unheard of, right?
Yeah, that wasn't the norm.
Yeah, single dads would get like a day.
I thought it was like every other weekend or something.
Yeah, every other weekend and 1 day a week. And I literally said, no, fuck that. I said, it's going to be 50% or I'm going for full custody. And the counselors agreed. And they were like, look, told Pam, look, you're going to learn to love this routine. And you got a guy who's a great dad. Like,
you did a great job, GP.
Take it. Yeah.
I'm definitely always inspired by these two and their dedication and work ethic. That's something that I remember when I would come over to the house. It would be, I don't know, a Saturday, and they were coming back from 6 a.m. working on a house, and they're exhausted, and then all of a sudden, like, we're trying to do fun stuff, and they're just laying on the couch because they're beat.
Cleaning hoarders' houses.
Bruh, are you fucking kidding me?
Can we talk about this?
This is ridiculous. We were 10 years old, 12 years old. Dad's like, come on, we're going to work. Bro. And you see the show Hoarders on TV? These are the houses we were cleaning. I remember some of the gunk I'd have to scrape out of corners.
Right.
Disgusting.
I remember one house we cleaned out. You walked into the house and it was 3 feet of stuff. Yeah. You had to walk 3 feet above the ground, and we had to clean out the whole entire house. And I remember cleaning out like like hundreds of these like VHS porn tapes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, had gloves on. I'm just thinking to myself, like, bro, this shit has come all over it. Like, what the fuck?
Right. It was totally gross. And the guy that lived in that house was a finance manager at a large company. And every single day he went to work, wore a suit, looked great. And he was an absolute freak.
Isn't it crazy how you never know who the fucking freaks are?
You don't know.
Yeah, that's I'm always scared to visit chicks' houses that I like because I mean, what's the percentage of women our age who are pigs living like slobs? It's high. It's higher than you'd think.
That house, my buddy that set the job up or who knew the hoarder and I cleaned it out. These guys are running around and I would tell them, I go, hey, you guys are getting a flat fee. You're going to get $400. If you get done in 6 hours, you get $400. Nice. If you're done in 20 hours, you get the same amount of money. So they're going up and down. And this electrician starts talking to Jake. And Jake looks at him and goes, I can't talk to you. And he keeps moving. And the guy comes back and he goes like, why, what's wrong? And Jake goes, unless you're going to pay me to talk to you, you're slowing me down.
No, I said that to him.
Time is money.
Here's how I know, because the electrician called my buddy and he's like, you're not going to believe it. These kids were busting their ass. And basically this 14, 13-year-old kid told me to stop talking to him because he wanted to continue to work.
We would go so hard
as fuck.
And we would work so fast through those houses. It would take us like two days max, 12 hours, 14-hour days.
Yeah.
I also remember anytime we would work with like one of your friends, or I would work for like Craig, for example, your friend, and I'd mulch his lawn and stuff. I remember I always wanted to make it a point to exceed his expectations and like shake his hand, look him in the eye when I did it, work extra hard. Because when your friends would call you and be like, yo, your boys are really good, and then you'd relay the message to me.
Felt good.
So motivating.
Right. And my friends were like me, like, you know, there's some parents like, oh, the kid showed up and he raked for an hour. He worked so hard. Fuck you. Your kid didn't work hard. Your kid's a little bitch. Make him work. And these guys would work for 6-8 hours and then they'd be like, hey, these guys are busting ass.
Other than the money, how did you inspire these kids to do that?
Well, the money was a huge motivator. The other thing is like some of the houses that we did with the
wait, what money?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask. I think you paid us for like 10% of the jobs we did.
Bruh, I didn't get no fucking money.
Yeah, I just remember working for free for a lot of those years.
Wait, hold on. I think you had a Jeep.
Oh, you bought me a $3,000 car after I worked for 9 million hours from the age of 10 to 16. It was like if I calculated the hours from 10 to 16 and I paid myself minimum wage, I would have been able to buy a Lamborghini.
Oh God.
Nice. This is why you are where you are in YouTube. You are a phenomenal storyteller. That is great. 9 million hours.
I mean, no, I remember when I was like 13 and I went to mom. I was like, hey, Mom, Dad's making us work a lot. She's like, yeah, but child labor laws. And bro, I could have sworn those didn't apply to us.
No. Well, here's the thing. The only way I could make it happen is I had to give your mom 50%. So she was getting a cut. I'd be like, Mom, or Pam, here's your hush money. Just keep child services.
So wait, you were paying Pam and not the kids?
Well, because I wanted them to learn the work ethic, because I knew that if they had the work ethic, no matter what happens in their life, no matter what shitstorm comes up to them, no matter how deep the mud is, they're going to fucking get out. They're going to keep plugging forward, and they're going to succeed and make it.
I've said this before. That's the secret. Like, how'd you do it? I literally will outwork everyone. Like that's ta-da, it's just the work ethic. So as fucking. I use the word like horrible, and as much as I didn't like it back then, it's probably the core reason why I am where I am. And it wasn't an accident. Like you did it twice.
Right.
You're 2 for 2.
Yeah. And guess what? I did it with Tommy Melton. I can do it with Tommy will work his ass off.
Yeah, but is he on YouTube? What's he doing?
Not yet.
Yeah, he's coming on. Here's the thing. I'll give you an example. When I was doing that Dagwood thing, and it was a franchise. The company embezzled $10 million. I literally went broke overnight.
Let me give you some context. This was a sandwich shop that was going to be a sandwich shop competitor to Five Guys. I remember we visited Five Guys because there's this new restaurant called Five Guys, and they were going to be your competitor. And you were a franchisee, and you were going to open.
I had the Northern Ohio territory. Yep. The rights to 45 shops. Myself and 4 other guys bought it.
Yep.
And then we were going to help them build out. And the deal was this. A lot of people buy like one McDonald's or one Arby's, whatever. Our deal was, look, we're going to sell you 3. We're going to sell you the first one. You're going to work it for a year. Then you're going to buy the next one. You're going to have a manager run the first one. You're going to work the second one for a year. You're going to get a manager there. You're going to run the third one for a year, get a manager there. And then you're just going to spend your time overseeing 3 shops. And you're going to make between 90 and 140 grand a year, which is good money in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So the primary investors embezzled $10 million
The whole thing went under, right?
overnight.
It was like a genius idea too. I just remember like seeing the sandwiches and it looked so juicy, and I'm just pissed because I never got to taste one.
Well, and here's the thing. I had every news station, all the radio stations. I had the best seats, all these people courting me. And then within 4 weeks,
What year was that?
I think it was 2008. maybe.
Okay. Because the reason I ask is I remember there was a time where I saw Dad go from like big, powerful man's man working to, I remember you were struggling, and it was after the Dagwood sandwich shop thing collapsed. And then either it was right before or right after the housing market collapsed. And as a realtor,
Yeah.
you got fucked.
Oh, it's crazy. When the Dagwood thing went under here, and here again is another story that I've shared with a few people. But I was literally,
This is Dagwood. So for anyone who knows what a newspaper is, let alone reads a newspaper, this was actually my favorite comic growing up, Dagwoods. And I remember when you told me that you were doing Dagwoods, I was stoked.
and Dean Young, the guy who wrote that comic strip.
Yeah.
I mean, I had him sign something for you guys, a book that was
Yep, I remember
one
that.
of 20 or something.
Should we make one of those sandwiches? Should we build a Dagwoods at the ranch?
We should bring it back.
It's quite possible.
You know, here's the crazy part, and this is about back to the work ethic. Everything went under. I was literally flat broke. I had to sell my Pinzgar, sell my Harley, got rid of my shotguns, got rid of my kayaks. I was literally like the gal I was dating at that time. I'm like, listen, it's hunker down time, man. And a realtor.
You had to sell your pins,
I was about to say, I
Oh
don't
my
think you just
God.
say sell your Pinzgar. Yes, he had this.
Yeah.
Military
This
vehicle.
was one
That
of-
was the shit, by the way.
most badass vehicle. And drove that to Colorado, top speed to 62 miles an hour.
I remember that. Took us 3 days.
3 days.
Me and Jake hunkered in the back, dying 12 hours a day. Just like,
It was like 110 degrees in the back at one point.
Yeah, and that's what the sides rolled up. But there's no AC. We're just dudes cruising down the road, going to Colorado, you know? That's cool.
To off-road.
Yeah.
but yeah, you sold everything, and then you had to take care of 2 kids and pay child support.
For about a year, and then I'm like, no, fuck this. You know what? She's not working by choice. I'm not fucking paying. My income went down. My income, because I lost your mom's income as a nurse, and my income was cut in half because of shit, everything falling apart. And I remember a realtor posted something saying, hey, I need a porch cleaned out underneath an old Lakewood house, a house built in 1908. The front porch has a bunch of shit in it. And I said, hey, I know somebody who can do it. What are they willing to pay? And she's like, oh, $200. And I go, well, this guy will do it for $800. She goes, no, we'll give $300. And I said, okay, he's not interested. Like 6 days later, she sends me an email back, says, hey, will the guy do it? We'll pay $400. I said, $600, he'll do it. Well, it was me. But I didn't tell her. So here's this deal. I'm literally underneath this porch cleaning out glass, beer cans, 2x4s, rocks. It's January 7th. It's 7 degrees out. The porch is 3 feet tall. I'm crawling underneath the porch. My hand goes, I put my hand down on a board and a nail goes through my hand. Like right here, this part goes through my hand.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm like, and when it goes through my hand, I go, fuck, and I go up like this. And a nail in the bottom of the porch hits me in the head.
Oh my God.
Dude, I literally drop and I'm like face down and I'm literally going, what the fuck has my life come
Yeah, was
to?
that was that the lowest point, you think?
Dude, it was. I was literally like sitting there teary-eyed going, fuck. I said fuck, I think 33,000 times.
Oh, I hate that moment. That's called in storytelling, it's called the all is lost moment.
So I'm down there and I'm literally like, here's the thing. I'm down there and I'm going, this blows. What the fuck? Literally a month and a half ago, I was the man with Dagwoods and everybody loved me. Now I'm not, nothing's happening. And then I was like, you know what? I got to get back for my boys. I got to get up. I got to keep moving. So I pulled my hand out of the board.
Dislodged your head from the ceiling.
You know, when you say that, this is what I picture, by the way. This is a scene from Scary Movie. One of my favorites.
George! Ow! What happened?
I don't know. Cody and I were playing a fun game, and then I looked down and Yahtzee!
That's about how it happened. So, you know, the thing is, my work ethic, which I was instilling in you guys, is like the thing said, dude, just get up, keep moving forward. You know how to work.
Yo, but okay,
Yeah.
you're also wired different because I don't even want to get into how your dad raised you. But for people who can't just get up and do it, and for people who spend more than a day and a half in their room, like that's nothing. Like I've done that. That's nothing. For people who are like really depressed or really stuck, do you like how can you get out of that rut? Do you have any advice?
Well, you know, it's different for everybody, but there's a couple things. I always say this, tough times don't last, tough people do. The other thing I truly believe is this: no matter how bad you have it, somebody has it worse.
Yeah. That's what we call perspective.
Yeah, you think it's bad because you're locked in?
Yeah, it's it's easier said than done, obviously. Like
It is. And
but yes, I'm because I'm the same way.
hey, the other thing is this, that you guys weren't allowed to say can't. Even when we coach, if the kid said can't, they do push-ups. Removing that word can't from your vocabulary is a huge game changer.
You were so anal about that.
Yeah.
Bro, whenever he hears
Start to
say,
get fined.
Bro, whenever he hears say can't, we do 20 push-ups. I remember there were days I'd be popping like thousands of 2,000, 3,000 push-ups. Again, I'm 6.
GP, you're tough as nails, man. When did you get so tough?
I don't know.
It wasn't because your
Basic
older brother-
training. Basic training, I
I
think.
thought it was because Jim beat the shit out of you. And by the way, there's 3 Gregs. There's 2 more of them. You got Jeff Paul and Jim Paul, our uncles.
Bro, they're almost more.
Jim
Jim is more of a character than you. I think Jeff is the most sane one.
Yeah, I think so.
We're all different crazy in different ways. The thing is, like my brother Jim, he'll rip off your head and shit down your throat and skull fuck you to death.
Okay.
Like,
all
yeah.
right. Well,
in,
all right.
in no time flat. I don't know if you can put that on there.
He can do it really fast.
Watch,
He
he's
actually
done it
times how fast he skull fucks people.
Here's a story. This is a funny story about him. We're at a bar when we were 18 or 19. We all had fake IDs. I think at the time it was 21 to get into the bar. And I walk in the bathroom and there's like a crowd of people around the bathroom door. And I'm like, I got to see what's going on. I hear a voice and I'm like, that's my brother Jim. So Jim's in the bathroom and he has 2 guys holding his arms and he goes, go on, fucking hit me. Go on. And he's telling this guy, he goes, your 2 friends are holding my arm. As soon as you hit me, they got to let go. I'm giving you a chance. I said, fucking hit me.
He's a crazy guy.
Yeah. And all these people are like, and Jim's like, what are you going to do? And his buddy's like, hit him. And Jim's like, go on, hit me. Because after you hit me, I'm fucking killing you. and they're like, dude, you're whacked. And I'm like, yo, Jim, you good? He's like, I'm good, man. I'm good.
I remember hearing all your fight stories. Didn't you bite a dude's finger off or something?
No, the guy stuck his hand in my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. I thought he bit your finger off.
No, he actually, that's what happened. He bit me, and it was a bachelor party thing. And it was crazy because this fight's breaking out, and next thing you know, this dude's he's chewing on my hand.
as one does.
Yeah, and we're down on the ground, and your mom out of nowhere comes over and kicks him right in the face.
Damn!
Like, here's
Let's go.
quiet little Pam, not doing anything. Then, like, I think 6 beers and a couple shots later, and she's just like, boom, and I feel all of a sudden I feel like my finger get free.
It worked.
So yeah, it worked.
That's a powerful couple right there. Like y'all were a good duo
Oh yeah.
in
Look,
street fights.
hey, we did well. Look, before we got divorced, I mean, we had a nice house in Westlake, 6 single family rentals. We had a boat, 2 or 3 cars, on only a car payment and a house payment. Virtually no debt.
Yep.
We're in good shape.
Yep.
So shit happens.
Yeah. I definitely make it clear that we grew up like middle class. I think that most of the stuff we learned from you definitely shaped who we were because I mentioned earlier that you're 2 for 2. You have 2 very successful boys, like patting ourselves on the back for a sec. But also, we do make a lot of mistakes and we do have a lot of shortcomings. Do you think that was also from you? Do you think something went maybe wrong, or would you have done something different?
Look, we all make mistakes. We're continually fucking up.
But
Yeah.
I think imagine like the way I look at that, because we have made a ton of mistakes and have done stupid shit, but I test a lot of it to having this unhealthy addiction to vlogging and each day waking up to try and do something crazier and better, and not having fully matured off of camera to figure out who we were and doing irrational things that weren't necessarily what we wanted to do, but we knew would, again, feed the beast, which was get more views, which equaled money and selling products. And it was like we were young kids in this unhealthy ecosystem and chasing success.
But we talk about this all the time in the podcast. You're absolutely right. It's an unhealthy cycle, and everyone in this house will tell you that we're watching me very carefully to make sure I don't go down that path again. Cause like, you're right, bro. When you're vlogging, Spencer said it on the last podcast, first thing he says, like, yo, when you're vlogging, like, you're just different. I'm just like energized. I'm psyched. I'm ready to shoot the next crazy thing. I know you texted Jed, you fuck ass, you snitch. We were building the bridge across the second floor. But also,
Good for you.
I was gonna say, good on you.
Yeah,
Like someone has to do it.
You know, he's the best looking dude like in the whole fucking country.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
and he's still looking out for you. I like it.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, someone has to do it. So most of it's definitely on like the circumstances for sure. But I don't know. I have to ask myself, like, I don't know. Would you do anything different?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. With you guys in particular, it's a little different because you fell into an area where you're making a lot of money and everybody says yes to whatever you want. And if you look at the stats for people who've won the lottery that are flat broke in 3, 4, 5 years, it's because they don't know what to do with their money, because they're getting conned, they're getting ripped off. And Hollywood's no different. Would I do something different? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Now, what it is, I don't really know, because it's going to be different with everybody. But I will tell you this, the basic ingredients of how we did things, I would definitely repeat, and then you just make macro adjustments accordingly.
Micro adjustments?
Micro, yeah.
Small.
So you're making small adjustments accordingly. And look, you know, as soon as you do something, sometimes you're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that.
There's a lot of parents that watch the show. What are some tips that you have for parents raising kids, that, like those simple ingredients that you said? What are some of those simple ingredients for raising your children that you would suggest?
The primary thing is, remember, you're a parent first and a friend second. So many parents today want to be the friend of the kid.
Dude, I had this realization this morning while I was washing my hands. I swear I have some weird realizations at weird points. Because, you know, I'm always thinking about my kid. He's going to be dope. And I was thinking, I was like, do I want to be his parent or his friend? And then the conclusion I reached was like, why not both? But there were definitely times where you didn't give a fuck about being my friend.
I remember you would even say that too. You say, I'm your parent, not your friend. Fuck you. Or this sort of shit. I'd be like, damn, that's fuck.
Well,
but you're right.
You know, and here's the thing. I mean, you have parents go, you know, they think they want to be a friend. If you're a parent, you think you're a friend with your kid at your teenage years, you're fucked. You're doing a bad job. You have to have that thing. Like, for example, I hear kids go, you know, they're talking about their phone and parents go, well, I can't turn off their phone. Wait a minute, hold on. Is it your phone, the parent, or is it the kid's phone? Who's paying the bill? The parent? Then it's the parent's phone. And the parent should say, listen, you give me any shit, I'm turning off the phone. And pansy-ass parents will always be like, well, what if I need to get a hold of her? I'm like, you know what? If you need to get a hold of your friend, you call their friend's phone, or you just drop them off and pick them up. There's a lot of ways around it. But you're being lazy. It's more convenient for you to leave the phone on.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Yeah. The other thing is this. We had routines. We'd get up at 7:05 in the morning. I don't know how well you guys remember this, but when we were going to bed at 10 o'clock at night, at 9:45, I'd go, all right, you guys, 15-minute warning. Go up, brush your teeth, get your clothes ready. 15 minutes, we're going to bed.
Yeah.
10 o'clock, we'd walk up to bed. tuck you in, love you guys, good night. Wake up in the morning at 7 o'clock. I'd go in, go, all right, guys, 5 minutes, you're waking up. 7:05, you wake up, go in, brush your teeth, put your clothes on that you already picked out. We'd eat breakfast. And we would casually walk down to the bus stop. We'd play hacky sack. You killed a rabbit with a blowgun dart the morning before school one time, you know, and then you'd get on the bus.
I need you to elaborate a little bit on that.
So
just casual.
You wanted a blowgun dart for a birthday or Christmas.
I was always obsessed with weird things, and you would always somehow make it happen, whether it's like a Christmas gift or birthday gift. Like I can ride the unicycle. I can pogo stick like insanely well. That's how I pinched my penis one time. The first time I swore in front of you, you got mad. Yeah, the blowgun. What else? You had a couple weird things too.
You would do the
stick things.
Stick
I could
thing.
do the
I would
Diablo.
do the
Yeah.
Diablo. I was more into BMX.
But yeah, that one morning we saw a rabbit.
So you had 3 darts. First one went right below its belly. Second one went right over its back. Third one right in the middle.
Just a casual morning hunt.
Casual.
And
In like a suburban
yeah.
town. Yeah.
And then
It
you
was pretty woodsy back there.
Yeah, our house was. Our house was just acres of woods.
And then you got on the bus and I skinned the thing and we ate it for dinner that night.
Your rule for because we did grow up hunting. I've made this clear before with firearms. All like it was like when I say man's man shit, like I mean it. And can you tell me what your rule was if we were ever to kill an animal?
If you kill it, we had to eat it. That is it. It didn't matter what. If it was a bird, a frog, a snake, you kill it, we're eating it.
Yeah.
And that taught respect for life, but it also kept them from just randomly just killing shit and being careless.
Yeah. I remember you took me hunting. You took us both hunting.
Yeah.
And I eventually kind of like fell out of love with it when I got older.
Yeah.
Because I remember my first deer that I dropped. I cried tears of happiness. The first time I've ever cried tears of happiness. I was 10.
10 years old.
10 years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening? I was so happy. And then by the time I was like an adult who like knew what I liked, I mean, you noticed we'd be in the tree stand. I'd be playing Game Boy.
Right.
I just became like uninterested.
And that was fine. It didn't matter. I mean, look, there was one point where you're sitting on a rock over here, and I'm over here with Jake's hunting, and you're like, I see 6 doe, and there's a buck, and it's a 6-pointer. I go, you going to drop it? Now, in Ohio, grown-ass men would have dropped that buck because guys just want to get a buck. Here's Logan at 13 or 14 going, no, I think I'm going to hold off for a bigger one. I'm like, all right, it's cool. Whatever you want.
It never came. But you know
Never
what it did
came?
come for?
What?
That motherfucker Jake. Bruh.
I had better hunter's luck. I had like a 10-pointer, 2 8-pointers.
Wasn't the 10-pointer your first deer?
No.
No,
I had a couple of doe.
The doe.
Okay.
Remember the doe? Because we were in the tree stand. I thought you were in the tree stand too. And it was a back shot. And
That was me with the crossbow?
No, Jake's first one was out of the same tree stand that you dropped yours. But when he shot it, the thing dropped and hit it in the back.
That was me. That was me.
No, that was you with the crossbow, but Jake also because Jake's crawled off into the woods.
But I remember that morning because that was the time where I was like kind of not really liking hunting anymore. And Dad had his big 10-point buck in his den where he'd do his work. And I was like, I'm going to get a deer and try to impress my dad. And that morning, you asked me at the cabin, you're like, yo, it's 6:30 a.m. You want to go? I was like, nah, I'm going to sleep today. And you took Jake. And this dude dropped the most beautiful buck I've ever. Is it above your bed?
Yeah, it's above my bed.
Yeah, it's a nice buck.
Dang. That was at the.
It kind of show. It's like the gold is just a little bit further if you just gotta dig.
Dude, there's that one. There's that one meme. I'm gonna look this up.
Well, the funny thing about this was Jake. So we're out there and Jake and I are looking over, we're watching birds and we're doing shit and blah, blah. And I'm like, Jake, buck. And he looks and he sees it and he's watching it for a few minutes and he's about to take a shot. Then the thing kind of turns and quarters away. And I go, just wait. He waits. Things lined up perfect. 80-yard shot with a muzzle loader, drops it. The thing runs like 30, 40 yards. Jake goes back and he wakes up everybody in the cabin. And Jake was very nonchalant. Now, most guys would be like, I just dropped this monster buck. It's super sweet. Jake goes in the cabin. He's like, hey, guys. They're like, what are you doing here? He's like, I just dropped a deer. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, you got a nice 10-point buck. And they're like, no way, Jake. And he's like, yeah. And Logan goes, dude, if we get out of bed and you take us down there and you're lying, I'm kicking your ass. Jake's like,
That was my plan, is to be super chill about it.
Just another
I was like,
casual
yeah,
morning
it's
kill.
whatever,
This
though.
this is what this reminds me of. I think about this all the time. The dude who gives up right before he's about to hit the jackpot versus the crazy psychopath who keeps on digging. Be the crazy psychopath.
keep going.
Yeah, so that was at the cabin, man. A lot of good memories there.
That's like the prototype for the ranch, though, isn't it?
I think it's why I felt like I needed to get a ranch.
Well, you said you're like, I want something like the cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was there, I was getting like flashbacks.
I know.
It was weird.
So many things similar to it.
You did a great job finding that place, GP.
Yeah, that was a score. That was a nice setup. And
That's where we had our after prom.
yeah, you did okay.
Which
Damn, I never got to go to prom, bro. Shit.
Do you want to go back?
No. But I do want to go to my high school reunion eventually. But I don't know
I
if
missed
they'll-
my 5 year, dude. Please don't.
There's 5 years?
Yes,
Oh,
and
I was
missed
there.
it. And
it was pretty underwhelming.
Yeah.
Bro, what the?
I just like I want to see how everyone turned out.
Is it my 5 year? What year did you graduate?
2013, which means you
What the
2015.
fuck? It's my 5 year. Where the
Don't
fuck is
miss
my
it.
invite?
Don't miss it.
Yo.
It's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. Trust me. Also,
on
though,
Facebook?
something tells me they probably don't want you there.
Yeah,
bro.
what the fuck? They definitely don't
They
want
didn't
me to
get along
go.
with any of those people.
No, I got along with a couple.
Bro, I remember.
They were assholes to me, not
That's
the other
true.
way around.
That's true. That's
I
true.
I retaliated to their assholeness.
It was your grade specifically was fucking toxic, bro. I'm
And the
just gonna
one
say
below
it.
you, and the one below you.
Below me.
Yeah.
They weren't as bad
the-
as yours.
Oh, they weren't as bad, bro. Your grade was tragic.
It was filled with problems, like troublemakers. It was like the girls who were just like sleeping with
The
everyone.
girls were crazy.
Crazy.
Bro, I
Drinking heroin at one point.
I remember
The-
specifically the girls
it
in
was
your
crazy,
the girls in your
honestly.
grade, bro. I mean,
They were
they were ski. They were just,
Listen,
you know what? I'm a grown
and-
man. I don't need to talk shit about ex high schoolers.
Well, you know,
But it was just the girls in our grade did not move like,
no,
and I think they made him the way he is as well.
Yes, and I think it has to do with our grade. My grade and maybe the grade below me are the brink of social media and like the first signs of like rapid instant messaging, texting, getting
they grew
phones
up on it.
at a young age. Like we are the cutoff for knowing what it's like not to have a phone at 15 or 14, but also like experiencing Instagram and all of those apps. So I think
Yeah, because we didn't have it in high school. I did not have it.
You didn't have it. I had a phone. I didn't get Instagram till like senior year, but
Yeah.
even then, like that can affect your persona, who you are, who you think you are, all
exactly.
that stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
Social media,
it's crazy.
Facebook was around.
I wanted to ask you, growing up, because you got me a digital camera first when I was like 8. Or no. I remember I saved up the money for it, and I threw like 2 birthday parties that year because I wanted to buy this digital camera.
Yeah.
This fucking dude brought me $20 worth of pennies, and he duct taped it in a box that was like 3
Yeah.
inches thick.
Good present.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look, I made you work for the diamonds, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
Some schmuck would have given up, but you kept digging.
you kept going.
And I remember I got that digital camera. I took pictures of flowers and whatnot, and then it graduated to the video camera.
Yeah.
And we would just make these dumbass videos. Did you think anything of that?
No, because that stuff wasn't happening. I mean, I don't know if you remember, like when one of the first contracts we negotiated, I think it was with you with Kentucky Fried Chicken. You got $44,000, I think it was a senior in high school, and
That was not me.
it was something we negotiated.
Pepsi came around pretty early on. It was for $36K.
There was one,
But
of
I
them.
wasn't a senior in high school. I didn't make vines in high school.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
We went up to Pittsburgh
Yeah.
after we graduated.
After we graduated, it was the summer after
Oh,
senior
shit.
year.
That's fair.
Yeah. But it was like negotiating a contract. Nobody was doing it. So there's no value on pricing.
But come back. I'm talking about 10-year-old and
No
8-year-old son
clue.
just making some dumbass videos. I'd have to borrow your computer that you did work on to edit on a really old editing program called like Paramount, whatever.
I have no clue
And
on
then
that
we
one.
went to Adobe or
No,
Windows
we were
Movie
Windows
Maker.
Movie Maker
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
OG stuff.
Yeah.
Loved it.
yeah.
But
No,
did you
no
ever
clue.
be like, oh, like wow, they're talented at this, or did you not think anything of it?
No, because we didn't know. I do remember though, because you were big into magic, and I remember saying, "You guys, do something on the internet because the global market is way bigger than you can even imagine." Now, I didn't think it would be this. I thought it would be a product because you were into magic. I thought it would be something that they designed, made, and could sell.
That's what I thought I was gonna. That's why I wanted to be an engineer.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna like use my creativity to come up with some revolutionary shit.
So that's where I thought it would be. And then, as soon as it took off, and I had parents telling me shit like when you were gonna stop going to OU, one attorney in Westlake started yammering about a bunch of bullshit, and I was literally like, dude, I know how much you make a year, and I know what your debt structure is. I said, Logan negotiated a contract for Haynes that's pretty close to what you're making. And
He posted a 6-second video.
Yeah. You were a freshman at OU, right? Was that Haynes?
Yeah, $100,000 contract.
Yeah,
for
I
Haynes.
think it was actually 120.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. Great memory. Yeah.
So I said, so he negotiated more in one contract as a freshman in college than you make in almost a year, and you have a shit ton of debt. And he goes, I still think you're making a mistake. I said, that's cool.
For sure. It's so not traditional for your kid to drop out of college.
And he goes, I think you should stop from doing it. I said, that's cool.
I hate that mentality.
Dude,
so
I told him
fucking much.
I literally told him, I said, dude, you know what? I really don't give a rat's ass what you think.
Yeah. I remember making that first call to you and mom where I told you that I'm probably going to finish this year just to say I did it with a 4.0 again, just to say I did it, and then move to LA. And I remember not being nervous because you guys never, you would always you were very free. You weren't helicopter parents.
No.
You let us do what we wanted, and I knew that you were going to support whatever decision.
That's a different story with me.
Wait, why?
Going to LA.
Why?
They were like,
You have to get a B in math class if you want to go to fucking LA. And you're only going for a month and you're only 17. You don't need to be fucking in LA.
and I was just like, yeah, for sure. And my backup plan was literally running away. So
No way.
Yeah, I was gonna run for sure. But I think that your guys' like argument there only lasted a week, and I think it might have been more mom who didn't want me to go. But I don't know. I don't really remember.
No, our thing was if you're staying with Logan, cool, rock on, go. And then that you had to finish your high school diploma online. And Disney was like, hey, and your mom was the one who was pushing that, and not pushing, she was behind it. She was the one researching everybody and making sure you got accredited.
The online high school that I went to made me write one page for the whole entire month of what I did that month.
Oh no.
Okay, listen.
It was the biggest bullshit in the world.
everything.
And I got a high school diploma. Like, the American education system is the stupidest shit in the world.
Okay, so listen, I can agree with that. And here's the thing though. Like when Disney was going to hire Jake, they said, hey, we want to confirm that he graduated from high school. And we sent him the, online, whatever. And because it was an accredited school, whatever that means, it was good because Disney wanted that wholesome, clean, you're doing
that's
the right
exactly
That's
what
not-
they
no,
got.
that's-
What happened?
Wait, let's back up. That's not why they wanted that. It's because legally I would have had to gone to school on set if I didn't graduate high school.
Okay. Either way, it was a requirement that they had. So it was a good thing that he got it. And, it's
When your son calls you, being from like where we are in Ohio, where entertainment wasn't a thing, and he says, Dad, I'm going to be the star on a Disney show. What goes through your mind? Because I know what goes through my mind as a brother, but I've also been in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
You haven't. You're still, fixing roofs in Ohio.
right.
So when your son calls you and says, I'm going to be on one of the biggest TV networks on the planet with one of the biggest shows.
Well, what's crazy was I there when you came back from that audition, Jake? I
Yeah,
think I was.
you were actually.
And,
you
and,
were.
and Jake's like,
You go, how did it go?
yeah, go and tell him.
He goes, how did it go? And I was like, I don't think it went well. I think I like messed it up. I forgot like 2 of the lines. And you go, I told you to fucking read your script last night. I fucking told you, dude. I told you to look at it and highlight it. And I go, I'm just kidding. I fucking crushed it. I definitely got the role. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, he goes, I'm getting the
nice.
role. He goes, I'm getting the role. And I go, are you, now which part is real? The other part of this part? and he's like, no, for real. I think it's my role. And then however many weeks later it was, call him. He's like, I got it. I got the role.
How in tune do you think you are with what's actually happened with our lives? Like trying to understand how this happened.
Well, I mean, that's a really broad question. And tune, look, as parents, there's a lot of things we don't know because you guys are doing
Like
shit.
when I call you and I'm like, yo, Dad, I made $1 million today.
Yeah.
Which was a phone call I made to you.
Right.
And then I said, I've tell this story before. I made $1 million the day before that too.
Yeah.
But also the day before that too.
Right.
My head explodes when the sentence leaves my mouth.
Right.
Have you ever? I don't know. I'm just trying to understand what it's like to be.
And I think I made like the same amount in those same 3 days.
Yeah. Black Friday,
Right.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday, big sales for anyone trying to do e-commerce.
It was crazy. But here's the thing. For me, because I don't give a fuck about money. I don't, because here's the deal. We all bleed the same color of blood. We all breathe the same air. We all put our pants on the same way. I care about your attitude. I care about how you are. I care about if you're good to the person next to you. And for me, because you guys come here to Hollywood, and what happens is the managers and the team and the group of people say, Jake, you're 18. You're on your own. You don't have to listen to your parents anymore, which I think personally is a crime because Hollywood is the most backstabbing, bullshit, fucked up, lying, con business environment I've ever been in. So guess what? When I hear that, immediately I'm going, fuck. I wonder how much money you're going to get fucked out of. I wonder how much money you just gave. You gave this manager 15% because that's what they get. And he didn't do shit to earn it. So although I love hearing it, the amount of fuckery here is so high.
Yeah, lots of fuckery. Is that when I tried to dump gasoline on you for the vlog? Wasn't that the plot?
Oh, no,
You remember
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I'm Logan.
You found out that he was on the.
Yeah.
Yo, by the way, there was water in the gasoline tank. Just so everyone knows, I'm not actually trying to pour gasoline on my brother.
Here,
paint.
Although it's not something I wouldn't do.
Yeah, I'm in your will. Is that bad that
5 million
we
likes on
are
TikTok?
both the ones each in our will?
What happens if?
well, no. Here's the
Nah,
thing about
nope.
the whole
I say
idea.
nope.
What if we,
nope.
don't say
even
it.
say it.
I already
All
know what
good.
you're thinking.
Nope.
Don't even think it. Unthink it. Whatever you just
I
thought.
didn't even think it. Didn't even have a chance to formulate.
Yeah,
Nice.
me either.
I'm thinking you need to change those.
Bro, I already pay you so much money. I already pay you so much money. You make so much money.
Oh, it's crazy.
Bruh.
Listen,
He's living a
Here-
dream life at the ranch with a salary.
here's the thing. This is the value that I bring and the money I save you in the long term I'm doing for you is well worth what
Look,
you're
I'll
paying me.
beat your ass right here, right now on this podcast, Greg.
Damn.
Jesus. You know
Hey,
what?
you remember when you-
Hey, you know what they say? Lack of pussy make you brave.
That's some fighting words. We got a ring out back.
Oh, I don't go in a ring.
Oh, you want an octagon?
No, dude. I want a fucking street and a van in a building.
He wants the Impulsive podcast set.
I say you need some concrete.
Bro, do you remember? Do you remember when Dad made you carry wood?
This is fucked. Yes.
I feel like for me as an older brother, I feel like that was a pivotal point in your life.
Was it?
I feel like that's when you went from like bad kid to
no, because
angry kid who wanted to prove to the world that he could.
so that's where I agree with the parenting, but yeah, okay, so partially yes, because it made me like, okay, yeah, I need to like switch my shit up and like do better.
So just to give this context, you stole iPhones and then you got caught.
It's unethical, right? It's unmoral, and for that I regret. And I didn't like that part about it. That's what I was most embarrassed about. Is like when people found out whose iPhones got stolen. It was like, oh, Jake Paul stole them. I was like, yeah, that is fucked up. But also like we live in like a rich ass like high school, and so it was kind of like, I don't know. That was the way I looked at it back then.
So then Dad found out you were pissed. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and actually, Jake was actually he was basically pulling somebody away, so somebody else actually went in the back.
you were a decoy?
Right?
No,
Oh.
that was just my
what was your
alibi.
role in the?
I had
in this
multiple
crime
roles.
scheme?
There was like 5 of us who were stealing iPhones, and then
Jesus, you
we
were
would
a
sell
part of
them
a
to
crime syndicate.
We would sell them to the senior whose dad had a shop downtown.
Oh no way!
And so he would give us like
how much money did you make?
I only got up to like $2,000, $3,000.
But that was your
at one
cut or
time.
total?
That was my cut.
Jesus.
That was.
All right,
and
listen, hey, I'm a bookend this with like, yo, kids, like, don't steal. That's not the way to make money. It's just not.
Yeah,
Is that why? Like, why did you? Because I remember you were fucking livid. Mom came into school. She was crying.
She goes, I can't believe this is my fucking son. I'm like, that's what so that's why I was pointing at Julia earlier, because I was like, I asked Julia, I was like, all right, let's say we have a kid one day and he's stealing iPhones at school. Like, and he got caught. Like, what would you make him do? And I think your answer was like, no, like, no. No,
you guys are make him give you 20%.
No.
You're not fucking Bonnie and Clyde. I'm not gonna let this comment.
No, she said I would make him donate the money to charity, and then I would ask him, why are you doing this? And why do you want this money? And let's figure out other ways to help you make the same amount of money that are ethical.
I love that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But surely there has to
But
be some
the
sort
only-
of punishment, right? And you made him move a giant wood pile in the mud from the backyard to the front yard for no reason.
No, actually, what I told Jake is, look, dude, you got a lot of opportunity in front of you to have a very good, successful life. You have the opportunity to get a wrestling scholarship. You know how to work hard. I've taught you how to make money doing other things with the landscaping, the mulch moving, all this other shit. I said, so if you're going to go down this life of being a hood and being a thief, then you're going to end up doing hard labor. And if that's a choice you want to go, if that's the way you want to go, that's fine. But I need to prepare you for you. As your dad, I need to prepare you. So I need you to move this pile of wood from the backyard to the front yard. And every time you're loading the firewood into the wheelbarrow and moving around, I need you to really realize that, hey, and guess what? There's nothing wrong with laborers. I have a friend of mine who's a laborer, and he freaking loves his job because guess what? He shows up at 7 a.m. He does whatever he has to do, and he leaves, and he's done. He never thinks about it. He's always working. He's a hard-working dude. So I'm not diminishing the labor part of it because I think it's a great way to make money if that's your choice. I wanted Jake to be clear what it was going to be like. So as it turned out, it was raining for 2 or 3 days straight. So Jake's taking this wheelbarrow
With one wheel. Let me clarify, because the 2-wheel wheelbarrows are so much easier. The 1-wheel ones,
it's a one wheel wheelbarrow.
And it's mud everywhere.
And I told Jake, I go, and if you complain, I'm going to have you dig a hole. And then after you dig the hole, I'm going to have you fucking fill it back in and keep moving.
Bro, you look so depressed. I remember watching, I get done at school with my books and my A+ test. And I look at you, I'd be like,
So
you had at what? Wait, this is a great question. At what point did you write me off?
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
You were like, he's fucked. He's done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's
No,
That's fucked up.
bro. When you started popping off on YouTube, was the first time I was like, holy shit, Jake can actually do things. Jake can actually do things, and like he's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And even now, like you surprised me. Today I said you guys are building this red Solo Cup pyramid, massive, and you guys are being so meticulous. And I told you, I was like, you guys are being really fucking meticulous about this. I guess I'd never seen you like do a production that does have some attention to detail involved. But yeah, you've always been a special kid. Your challenge was, and maybe still will be, allocating your energy and your talent and your intelligence towards the right thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, so let me finish this story about Jake moving the wood. So day 2, he's pushing the wheelbarrow in the same rut that he's been pushing it for a day and a half. So the rut's getting deeper and it's getting filled with water. And at one point, I look out the window and Jake is literally like this, kneeling down and his head down. And I'm just looking at him out the window. I'm like, how long is he going to be there? And he sat there for like 3 minutes. And then he gets up and he just keeps moving. And I was sitting there going, I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what's going on in his head, but he did it. And his friends were busting his balls because I took pictures of the pile in the back and I took pictures of the pile in the front. But he didn't complain. And I think it changed what he was going to do. Now, you just said about Jake. Here's the thing about Jake. Jake's speed to market and his ability to see things, and I've told him this all the time, it's great. Where Jake has failed is he hires the wrong people. And in Hollywood, it's really hard to hire the right people. And here's advice for anybody who's up and coming YouTuber or making money in Hollywood. Stay away from business managers. They all fucking suck. They're thieves or cons. Do not hire a business manager. You don't need one. Okay? You don't need a manager. You can do this stuff without it. Now, Logan might disagree with it, but I can point to Jake for sure who's been ripped off by a manager. I know somebody else in this room who's been ripped off by a manager, and I can continue to name people who've been ripped off by a manager. What you need is a good attorney. You need a financial planner, and trust your fucking parents. Managers call parents dadagers or momagers.
Dadagers.
Yeah, and
they're the worst.
And
here's the worst.
Here's why they do that. Because guess what? If you're a manager and my son doesn't need you, now you don't have work. And I call managers scamagers because they're scamming people all the time. Now, I'll say this, and I've said this before. Personally, like if you go anywhere else in the world and you have a business and a manager said, hey, you're producing $10 million a year in t-shirts. I'm going to help you run your business and I want 10% of whatever you make. They'd laugh you out of the fucking, they'd be, are you kidding me? They'd pay you a flat fee, 100 grand a year, 125, 130 grand a year. And that's what you would get. For me personally, I think the most valuable person on Logan's team is Danny.
Facts.
It's Danny. Because
she way sharp.
Well, here's why.
She probably the sharpest.
I've had the benefit of having an awesome admin person, and they can take you to the next level. And they're not caught up in the cloud. They're not caught up in the thing. And guess what else? If I'm getting paid based on what you make, is my motive totally pure? Because I can tell you for sure, Jake had a manager who was signing up Jake for everything. I literally said, dude, you have Jake buying Carnival junk.
Yeah, you're talking about like a commission-based salary and then working
where
harder to make
his
more
manager
money.
was getting a percentage, and Jake had all this stupid bullshit. I'll give you an example. These people sent over, Jake was selling shit at Walmart. So they send over this proof. And they're like, hey, we got the proof. It's ready to go. And I go, you guys sure you're ready for this proof? Has everybody looked at it? They're like, yeah, we think it's awesome. It's going to sell a lot. We just need your approval. So I sent it back to him again. I said, I'm going to ask you guys again. Who looked at this thing?
No, it's just a long story.
I know it's a long story, but it's important. Here, I said, who looked at this thing? And they're like, oh, we all looked at it. Guess what? Jake's picture that was going to be sent off to Walmart waiting for my okay was him in a tuxedo with his zipper undone.
Oh.
You're
How embarrassing.
Also, you're always looking at Jake's dick. And that's how.
Yeah, what the fuck,
It's a
Dad?
joke.
Hey,
It's a joke. I do those.
Yeah. So the point being
No,
is,
you pay attention to detail, and that's where you have come.
So-
Extremely valuable in both of our lives, especially
Anyway.
in navigating Hollywood and shit.
yeah. And guess what? At this age, 18, 19, 20 years old, God, you should know this shit. You don't know it.
GP, I have a question for you. While you still have what's remaining of their attention as both your boys get on their cell phones, is there anything that you want to say to them from the bottom of your heart?
Well, I
right
tell
now?
them all the time.
Fucking say it.
Yeah. I'm going to beat the fuck out of them.
No, say it. Yo, you got frail.
You think?
Ever since I told you I'd give you $100,000.
Which you scammed me out of, you rat bastard.
What do you mean scammed you out? You didn't get a six-pack.
I had a 6-pack.
No, you
man.
didn't?
No, it's all right. It's all good.
GP
No, but
ate
ever
like
since-
one egg for 2 months to get a six-pack
One
before
egg
the
a day.
Manchester fight. And then
I lost-
he was jacked, and then Logan was like, nah, not good enough.
Yeah. I lost 76 pounds.
No, you did not. How many did you really lose?
37.
Which is crazy, but then you got frail. I was watching an old vlog where you were like scrapping around with Mike a little bit. You used to be brolic, bro. You used to be a meathead. Now I'm the meathead. Watch this.
Dude, that's such a pansy ass bullshit.
fucked
Wait,
up.
hey, did you do all them at one time on each finger?
I tried. It was hard.
Wait, I'll do it right
let's
now.
go. What? I know you will. That's where I got it from. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go back to this
So
story
no.
about you being frail and shit.
No. I understand you think I'm frail, but you don't want to scrap with me.
Nice.
I mean, think about it.
Right, but
He almost shot my friends once.
Wait,
Well, that was your fault.
No,
you said
it was my friend's fault.
okay. They broke the window. Jake literally yells, "Dad, get your gun!" And I'm like, and it scream sounded real. So I step out of the room, firearm drawn, ready to go. and I see
And it just turns out it was my friends.
I see friendly faces.
Bro, like someone's breaking your window.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing the guns too.
And it was like midnight.
Yeah,
some
it was.
shit, like,
yeah. Oh, and incidentally, prior to that though, there was a guy.
Oh yeah, there was a drunk guy
Right.
in the driveway just yelling like at me
and
for
it was,
no reason.
It was New Year's Day.
Set the stage up.
Armani was like told this guy to leave like 3 different times, and then all of a sudden, window break. I'm in my room getting ready to go to bed. Jake yells, "Dad, get your gun."
It was good timing though. Like you would have saved us for sure.
Oh, it would have been bad news for those guys.
All right, so Mac, you actually had something important to say. I feel like maybe we should let it.
Oh yeah.
I was just wondering if there's anything that you want to say to your boys while we're live on air, and for the most part, just that you want them to know while they're paying attention.
I tell them all the time. I love them, and I'm proud of them. They're busting ass, and you know, I'm always going to be there for them. They know that, and you know, as a parent, it truly is an unconditional love. And the other thing is with my kids, I'll tell them, you fucked up. You know, don't give me your shit. I tell Logan, shut the fuck up, dude. You're not all that. You're not as smart as you think you are. You're not as good as you. You do make mistakes.
Yeah, but are you sure I'm not as smart as I think I am?
I don't know.
These two go back and forth on this shit
All the time.
You might be.
They literally.
I'll know more in a couple years.
But
I'm definitely not as great as I think I am, but I got a lot of faith in my intelligence.
No, I understand that. And guess what? Having the confidence.
Fake it till you make it, bro.
Right. Well, you know, and here's the problem. Today, so many people do fake it till they make it. You know, out here, they're buying Lambos, they're doing all this shit that they don't even own. They're leasing everything. They're flat broke. You know, so, but you know, it's a confidence, and I still say this: you're gonna be able to trust me over anybody you know. There's nobody in any of your camps that's more well-read. That nobody in any of your camps can outsmart me. It doesn't happen. I've been in. I'm so.
Mike's got a pretty high IQ, man.
Mike has a.
Mike's
high,
a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Mike has a. Listen. Hey, here's. All right. Listen.
No.
Let's go there.
how-
like
no,
why?
no, stop.
Like
No,
why is
no,
he not
please.
sitting here?
No, wait. Hold on.
Because
hold on.
you're sitting there. There's no
But wait.
room.
But wait. I want to. Wait.
Well-
I want to say something.
Well,
Here.
hold on.
He's almost
Wait.
done.
No, but listen. Along those lines.
Mike's the type of guy to like get
Put
every.
a ruler on his pillow. See how long he slept. Yes, I've read the comments. I get it.
Wait.
Everyone,
but-
stop.
No.
Stop. I will not be Paul sandwiched. That's something I won't do.
You don't know. We might decide.
Something
You are.
pissed me off in the recent vlog where he goes, I got the fucking one of the hottest girls in the fucking world, and I might have just reached 1 million subscribers today. I don't give a fuck about your video.
He was joking.
No,
He
he
was
wasn't.
joking. He was
He
joking.
wasn't. I saw, bro. I'm good at reading people. There was like a joke in there, but he's not joking.
No,
Okay.
it was because he was sour that I told him I didn't like his gift and he didn't know if I was still pranking him or not.
All right, but wait. Here's
But it's hidden. That is hidden. That comment is hidden in reality.
Here's something, though.
Bro, and the reason why I'm able to educate you on that is because I have made so many people famous from nothing who I saw go from like, I'll do anything. I'll like fucking like.
Yeah, but Mike wasn't even trying to get famous. It just kind of happened. And then he turned out
That's
to be-
what
he turned
everyone
out to-
fucking disguises it as.
No.
Oh, I don't want to get.
bro,
oh no,
because everyone
here I
everyone
am.
likes clout, but also like
Exactly, that's
one
what I'm
thing I
saying.
will not do is sit here and like have you guys talk shit about someone who's a good friend of mine who's not here.
No,
Like,
no,
I just
I'm not.
Listen,
Am I talking shit?
a little bit.
Wait. Here's something though. And listen, everything that Mike and I have had very candid conversations from the very start.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, but also that's what I'm saying. I tell him these same exact things to his face.
No, I
So-
know.
So here's what's happening. GP's the smartest in the room, and all he wants to do is tell you the honest things that he's seeing from his outside perspective on your lives. I sometimes like to hear what GP has to say. Sometimes I think you're not always in the thing, so you're not seeing exactly what's happening. So you're offering a good opinion.
You're the
but it's
reason
direct.
my delivery is bad sometimes.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm not.
Yeah. Get the fuck over it.
Well, like easy for us
Prime
to say.
example.
Wait, delivery on what?
Like
Speaking to people.
Like sometimes my delivery on tense topics tend to not be as
You are GP's a
Yeah, 'cause
hard
they're
and rugged
harsh,
man.
harsh.
like you know the saying, treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
I do that. Turns out most people don't want to be treated like I want to be treated. Like I want to be told direct. I want people to be candid with me. I want to be told direct. If something I'm doing is shit, yo, tell me. I will not get offended. I just won't.
People
But
get
it's-
offended.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I could massage certain messages better, and because you're like that. I got it from you.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing, especially in LA, because LA truly is an armpit of business, in my opinion. People are fucking scumbags here. Most of them are cons and lies. Now with me, I can read people really well. And here's what happened. Like when I came in and I was helping out Jake, all the people that are sleazebags, they don't like me. They didn't like me because guess what? I called them out on their shit. Now, I can show you my phone. I got a list of 300 people that are, and everybody I've met in LA, I put in LA next to it. All the people I met on my own accord that knew what I was doing, they like me, they respect me, they appreciate me. And you know how many of them say, dude, I love that you're just candid. I love you're straightforward. I love that I don't have to figure out how to read between the lines and what it actually means. Mm-hmm. And guess what? With both you guys, man, when you're in your 30s, your conversations with people are going to be so fucking cut and dry. It's going to be unbelievable because you're going to find it's not worth wasting your time.
Wait, I say this a lot. Like as I get older, my bucket of fucks is becoming more and more empty. Like I'm simply running out of fucks to give. And I had this conversation.
Time to waste.
I have this conversation with Evan. Like, dude, I'm super particular where I'm willing to allocate energy, emotional energy, physical energy. Like if I'm not invested in it or I don't believe it's like warranted to stress me out, I won't. Why torment my brain over that?
Right.
The last podcast, here's an example. The last podcast, I was running late for the doctor's call, Dr. Nasiri. And I was stressing, dude, because I had gone off-roading and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late. And I realized I'm racking my brain because I may be late for a podcast that we can do whenever we want. All I have to do is tell this doc, like, yo, we have to reschedule or it's not going to happen. And the moment I stopped worrying, at the moment that I submitted to life and just like accepted the fate of the reality of the situation, I became so much less stressed. And I think living your life that way, and it's the way I live my life, is part of the reason I'm able to maintain such a constant through line of happiness.
Don't sweat the small things.
Precisely. And it's all small things. You had a book. What's it called? I think it's called Don't Sweat the Small Things, and it's all small things.
Right. Don't sweat small stuff, and it's all small stuff. And it's true. And here's the other thing. And Mac will understand this because he's been in this arena with you guys. But I go home, and even people who have been close to me that aren't here, and you try to tell them what's going on, they can't even begin to wrap their arms around it. You guys are making money doing things that people that are twice your age. You guys have done more shit in a year than I've done in my entire adult life.
Just because it doesn't make any sense. Like, what the fuck? What is this? What are we? Are we in a garage?
Fantasy
That's
shit.
Well, and here's the thing.
know.
You come out here at 18 years old, and all these bloodsuckers are telling you, you can do it on your own, you can do it on your own. And they're telling you, I've heard it from managers, you have this thing that I don't have, but let me guide you through this. It's all fucking cons, and you want to believe it. And you get wrapped up in it. And, like I said on Jake's surprise birthday party, someone was bitching about him. I said, hey, how many times has somebody from Make-A-Wish had your son or daughter as their last wish? And the guy goes, what do you mean? I go, how many times has somebody from Make-A-Wish where a kid is dying, their last wish was to spend a day with one of your sons? Mm-hmm. He goes, it's never happened. I go, well, guess what? It's happened like 5 times with Jake, 3 or 4 with Logan. Mm-hmm. I said, some of those kids have passed on. I said, do you know what an honor it is that another kid wants to spend their dying days with my sons? I said, I'm literally getting goosebumps right now from it because how special is that? Mm-hmm. How special is that? And that's huge. So, the haters want to hate, but man,
masturbators want to masturbate.
They're also doing so much good. Jake got in his fucking Tacoma, bought 2 Sea-Doos when Texas was flooding, drove 24 hours with a couple other people. He says, hey, let's go to Walmart.
I've always admired him for that. You do a really good job at giving back. And you did it before you were even vlogging. You'd always do like the Thanksgiving thing, go help people do XYZ. And I thought that was even like knowing you and like the high school you that stole iPhones and stuff. I was always impressed by that and surprised that you were such a where's that come from?
I just have like a soft side. Maybe it's from mom.
Is that true?
Is that true, Julian? Side.
Does he have a soft side that he doesn't show me?
Well, the Thanksgiving thing, though.
Yeah, what about all the Thanksgiving, Christmas turkeys?
I just texted
that a thing with Pam?
Yeah.
What?
I'm sitting here texting her saying your beauty is fucking incredible. I'm texting. That's what I'm texting her right now. I have a big soft side.
Honestly, that's like one of the reasons I feel like I found it because we started
Yeah. That was a special time to meet Jake. I think when your man's in training camp, like that's a raw version of you that I'm not sure a lot of people get to see.
Yeah, no, but a lot of people need help in the world. And I enjoy it so much, and it gives me a ton of satisfaction, and just seeing the joy on their face when you're helping them. There's really nothing like it. Especially when I was doing the hurricane stuff, we filmed, maybe 40% of it, but there was times at night where we'd be out there for like 4 hours just not filming it. It was too dark to even film, and we already like had content and such. And you would just be helping people, like even if someone just needed a ride on a jet ski for like 2 miles away, their house was underwater 2 miles away, and their grandma had some certain medication that they couldn't have gotten, but she needs to take it, otherwise she's gonna die.
Insulin.
Like you literally are saving people's lives just randomly, and they're so thankful. Like I had people like being like wanting to take my phone number down to like be able to like repay me one day, and I'll just be like, no, don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. When you guys were at 1600 Vine, kids could wait outside because they knew where you were.
That's why I got kicked out, though.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
That's why I got in so many controversies.
I remember, but I'm walking outside, and this 17, 18-year-old girl comes up, and she just literally wraps her arms around me. She goes, "I gotta tell you, Vlog Dad, Jake saved my life. If it wasn't for Jake, I came home, I had written a note, I fuffed my pillow, I set up my room the way I was going to leave it for my mom because I was going to take my own life, and I started watching YouTube, and I saw Jake, and I started laughing." She goes, "And I spent 4 hours watching your son, and I never laughed so hard." And she goes, "And my mom never got the note."
Wow.
Like
Those are the moments. Those are the big ones.
that is huge. So
first
for
time
me,
the first time I heard something like that, like that's how you know this shit is more than just pointing and shooting and editing a video.
Right.
This hits some people deep, dude.
yeah. And as a parent, man, that's just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened a shit ton of
It's
times.
definitely not a traditional accolade for your children to collect.
Those
Not that they're collecting these moments, but
right.
those moments make you extremely proud. When I lost against KSI, did you hate me?
Fuck no.
But were you disappointed?
Of course.
he's honest. Sorry. He's honest.
Well, first of all, look.
What were you more disappointed? Were you disappointed in the way I fought, or the call, or like just me?
Well, no.
And hitting him in the back.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna back it up. Shannon Briggs, I think, is a great guy. I told you from the start he wasn't the right coach for you because he didn't have enough coaching experience. I think Shannon Briggs is a fucking beast of a fighter. I've spent time with him, just he and I. I think he's a great dude. Mm-hmm. I think he has a big heart. And guess what? That dude will protect you, or he'll rip off your head and kill you in no time flat.
Sometimes you don't know which one's going to be.
You don't know. That's kind of what I like about Shannon is he's edgy and he'll look you in the eyes. And if that dude sees your eye twitch, you're fucked. And I like that because I like that warrior mentality in him. Yeah. But as a coach,
I heard he's going to do bare knuckle fighting. I saw an article.
Dude.
Valor.
I want to know.
Like, not interested in
his fists are like bricks.
They're this big.
Huge.
Dude, his
Shannon
fist,
bricks.
His fist has a muscle on top of it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And also he's broken like every single knuckle, so they're all 3 times harder than the average bone.
I think each hand is like this
dude.
big.
He'd try to put his hands in the mitts from when I was hitting him, and they never fit. Yeah, I always hit the mitts off.
We go back to your fight, and what drove me nuts is you weren't throwing your right. I'm like, where's this right? And you know what? The 2-point deduction was bullshit. Everybody agreed. KSI knows he lost that fight. KSI knows if he fought you again, he'd lose. Now, why you never threw your right blew me away. Didn't know. But I have to tell you this: to see you guys in the ring, to see you fighting, like we grew up watching MMA, watching that shit, watching boxing, all this stuff, and to see you guys in the ring and doing that and blood on your face, and that's, as a dad, man, that's the best because I'm that guy. Like if there's a brawl, we're on the street and it's real, I'm probably going to get there and be in somebody's face before you guys. And I don't know what's going to happen, but the upside is I'm a warrior. I don't give a fuck. And because you're going at it.
That gladiator spirit. You're into that primal shit.
Dude, guess what, man? You know what? We guys have lost their
Marbles.
Well, you know what? I have a buddy of mine. I'm like, dude, ask your girlfriend for your balls back. Tell her to take them out of her purse and see if you can go do something. He's like, I don't know, dude. Fuck you. You know what? Let men be men. Come back and you know what? Why is it that we can embrace women being ladies and women being feminine and sexy and pretty and a business, but when we're a man and we're raw and we're fucking no, fuck that. I'm not kowtowing to your beauty and all this bullshit. I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna stand up for.
Because men are trash. I seen it on TikTok. It's a trend.
Well, you know what?
We're trash, Greg.
All men are dogs.
Face it, we're dogs.
Well, you give in to the tail, but once you learn that the tail isn't the most powerful thing, and you learn that the heart and emotion means more than tail, now the tail doesn't mean much. Now it doesn't. Now there's no manipulation in there.
Talk about erectile dysfunction.
Don't know anything about it.
Bro.
Well, that's good news for us.
Yeah. Now, what? Don't you promote some blue chip thing or something?
If you love sex, you love BlueChew.com. BlueChew.com offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. At BlueChew.com, you can get the first chewables with the active ingredients sildenafil and why do I even try? It's the same active ingredients in Viagra and Cialis. The chewables can work faster than normal pills. The chewables can be taken on a full or empty stomach, and it only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician. And if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. They're made in the USA. They give you confidence in bed every time. You and your partner will love it. I love saying this. Chew it and do it. Go to BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you use the promo code Logan. Just pay $5 shipping. BLUE Chew.com. Promo code Logan. Wow, what a great segue. That we didn't even plan that.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Rolled right in.
Pretty
there.
impressive.
Yeah.
So when Jake won, was that like a moment like that's my favorite son? Because after y'all hugged, I heard what you said.
You brought back the family name.
No, that was your thing. You kept saying it. You know, look.
I did not say that once. I could give a.
Yeah.
What do you mean brought back the family name?
Well-
There's no bringing back needed.
Right.
True.
Look.
I mean, but it was a series of L's, and you did. What? Fuck you. Why?
Dude, you didn't throw your right. For how long did I bust your chops afterwards? I it was probably like the next day I see him and I take something and I throw it to his right hand and he caught it and I'm like, all right, so I know it works. So what the fuck happened to it in the fight?
Just the immediate day after roast.
Yo, because this is I got Peter and Sniper, dude.
Yeah.
Sniper's the jab, right? The jab's quick, but I didn't get to unleash Peter, putting everyone to eternal rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, it was good.
either way, guess what, man? You guys still have not come into your peak of where you're going to be. And Jake's learning curve in business has been so huge in the last year. It's unbelievable. And part of the reason is because he got fucked so hard. If people really knew how hard Jake got fucked by business people in Hollywood,
Are you keeping track of it, by the way? Because it is insane, bro. I get the calls from mom and dad. I'm just like, bro, I have to tell them. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to. Jake's problems are not my problems, and I'm getting stressed out by just listening to them.
That's where I've kind of learned, like, don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. I think I was at 7 lawsuits. I'm down to 5.
Congrats.
And that's not talking about like the business people who have fucked me.
And-
That's just the lawsuits. So if
7
you
to
have
5.
5 left.
Well, wait. Here's another example. Here's another example. So YouTube says, Jake makes 20 million, Logan makes 22 million, somewhat. And by the way, those numbers weren't right. They're not accurate. And I said, you guys, you need to put something out saying you didn't make that kind of money because it's bullshit. And then guess what? Some of the people on the team were promoting it like they made that money because they were behind them. And then guess what happens? Jake's in a lawsuit, and guess what the fucking attorney sends over? All the shit from YouTube and all the stuff that other team members had posted about how much money he made. Yeah. So the fucking lies and bullshit.
Yeah, Forbes is hella inaccurate.
Right. So the lies and
I don't
bullshit.
know how they get those numbers. Tax
It's stuff we had to
returns,
fight.
right? Because it's public.
It's not public, no.
I think your tax returns are public.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Here's
But
Don't they do an
they're
estimate?
not. They're not.
How are they getting those numbers?
They pull them out of their ass.
Well, they
Bro, because I remember...
The one was spot on.
Yeah, I remember there was
for me.
1 year that was spot on, and then there's 1 year that was completely off, and then there was another year that was like kind of close. It's just like random. But then I'll be looking at some of the numbers that they say for like other random like YouTubers and such, and I'm just like, this is not true. Like
and-
this isn't even
and
not close to being true.
And this is the part where you guys are going to be able to have a greater impact on other people with business. Because, for example, the amount of fuckery you've gone through, the shit is unbelievable. But here's another one. You've been swatted how many times, Jake? 3, 4, 5? How many times?
4 or 5.
You've been swatted? And for those of you who don't know, it's when somebody calls the cops and says something bad is happening in the house, and literally the police show up, sheriffs show up, guns drawn, coming in your house, saying, we hear you're holding somebody hostage. It actually happened to me.
Pointing guns at
Yeah,
you.
no warrant needed. You get on the ground.
Yeah.
There's like 6 people pointing AR-15s at you.
It's horrific, and somebody could die.
There is a very hefty prison term for that. Like
Right.
I think it's 2 to 3 years in prison.
Point being is I've shared this with other parents, and they're literally like, are you kidding me? That's happened more than once. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how are your kids putting up with it? How do you handle it? And I'm like, welcome to their life.
Yeah, the Falks hoax charge carries a maximum punishment of life in federal prison, while other charges can carry sentences of up to 20 years. There was a kid recently who just got caught for it. Like, by the way, when, because all these fucking kids always get caught. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
They are fucked. Like,
Yeah.
yo,
Bro, they arrested my dog in this. Like they put Thor in the back of a cop car.
no.
Yeah.
Right. I was in.
Yo,
what?
you know why that's scary? When we got swatted, Evan and I were at a hockey
Yeah, they
game.
might shoot the
he
dogs.
started freaking out because
Yeah.
Ray is a pit bull, and like cops with pit. Like who knows? Who
Right.
knows how a pit bull's going to react to a stranger pointing a gun? Like,
And with the life that you guys live of busting chops and busting balls, somebody can show up and you're thinking it's
you
a
think it's
buddy
fucking
doing something.
prank.
Yeah,
It's
you
the
think
wor-
it's a prank.
Horrifying.
And to think that we've had these conversations where you listen, don't ever do a prank where you're dying. Don't ever do a prank where it could seriously make us, think, oh shit, I just lost my son. Who has those conversations?
Not a lot of people, that's for sure.
Right.
This is a very strange family business. And to that, I'd like to cheers Greg Paul.
Hey, cheers to you, Mac, for always being there.
Yeah.
Cheers to my boys for
Who are sober right now.
sober.
Cheers.
And
Cheers.
cheers. What are we drinking?
That's a little whiskey.
Okay.
Must be
I
nice.
love a glass of whiskey. You guys know my rule on it. Don't drink in LA. Been good on it so far. Wanted to break a couple times, but I haven't yet. Next time we go to the ranch, we'll do a shot of whiskey.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. We've been going forever, and I
sorry, we're
realized.
taking too long?
No. I realized like
are we
15 minutes.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah. I was like this.
Prank. You just got pranked.
15 minutes in, I was like, out of all the guests we've ever had, there's definitely even more to unpack with you than anyone. So there's no even attempt. But I do want to ask you, because I've brought this up and we've talked about it. Every time you call me, I'm afraid it's going to be the Logan, I'm dying call, because you're
Yeah.
alone at the ranch. And ever since you had the heart attack, that you drove yourself to the hospital for. Why did you do that? Why
Dude.
did you call the ambulance when you were having the heart attack?
Well, I called 911 because that's what you're supposed to do.
What did it feel like?
So I felt like I had heartburn at like 8:45, ate a couple Tums, and around 9:15, my whole body broke out in a sweat. My forearms were sweating, my shins were sweating, and I had read somewhere in WebMD that if you break out in a hot sweat, it could be a sign of a heart attack.
Yeesh.
And all of a sudden I started getting short of breath, so I called 911, and in my head I go, wait a minute, somebody just drove off the road and took out my mailbox. I put in a new mailbox, but I didn't have address numbers. You know where we live, UPS trucks sometimes don't pull in because there's 2 trees on either side of the driveway. So I'm like, I don't have address numbers. Ambulance might not pull in the driveway. Fuck it. I'm driving myself to the hospital. So I literally get in my car and I'm driving, and the lady in 911, she's like, sir, don't drive. I'm like, I'm fucking driving. She's like, pull over. It's for the safety of you and everybody else and all this shit. And I'm coming up,
everyone else.
I'm coming up the biggest intersection in Westlake, which is like, I think 6 lanes either way. And I have a red light and I'm literally fucking bobbing. I'm dropping down.
Oh my God.
I'm driving and I'm dropping down because I'm short of breath.
Dying.
And I said to the lady, I go, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die trying to save my life. Fucking pull up to the ambulance, and these dudes are loading shit up, and I go, hey man, I'm Greg Paul. I'm over at Bradley Road. I think you're coming to get me. And the dude's like, holy shit! They got a wheel. He pulls out a wheelchair, sits down. They take me in, and they're like doing all this shit, and they're like, we think you're having a heart attack, and are you doing any drugs? I'm no, I'm clean. I'm nothing. Blah blah blah. And Pam happened to be in LA, and I think you were in France. Weren't you somewhere else?
Yeah, I was not here.
Yeah. So, and it was 9:15. So 6:15. I said, call Pam, my ex-wife. Got to let the phone ring 3 times because she's not up. Nurse calls and she goes, there's no answer. I go, did you call back 3 times? She goes, no, only twice. I go, you need to do it again right now.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves in life is when I tell someone to do something and they like don't follow the instructions. I hate it.
So, and they're like, the one nurse goes, sir, you need to take off your pants. So I take off my pants. She goes, you need to take your boxer briefs off. And I look right at her and I'm dying. I look right at her and I go, you don't know me like that.
Fuck ass. Fuck.
I take them off and she's wheeling me away and I go, if I don't make it, tell my boys I love them. So then I make it and she comes in, she goes, you know, you had the Widowmaker. Like 5 to 8% of people live. And when you told me to tell your boys what you said, she goes, people generally know. She goes, I didn't think you were going to make it. And I'm glad to see you alive. And then 3 different nurses came in. They go, I want to see what somebody looks like that survived the Widowmaker.
Oh my God.
It's this guy right here.
Yeah. And
I deserve a round of applause.
Come on, GP. This man beat death.
That's actually crazy.
And a lot of people do beat death. The thing is this. In my mind, I literally said, fuck this. I am not waiting for this to take place.
Didn't they say if you hadn't driven yourself, you would have probably passed?
The doctor told me, he goes, look, if you didn't do what you did, you wouldn't be talking right now. You'd be dead. He goes, you would not have made it. And I'm like,
maybe there's a public service announcement to people if they're getting a heart attack. Like if the better option is to drive, like drive.
Also, just like the macro lesson is like, yo, take life into your own hands.
well, here's the thing. This is about learning as humans. We've been trained to suppress our instinct and what our natural feeling is.
True.
And-
So true.
And there's been 7 times in my life where I went against what my gut instinct said, and I regretted every one of them. And every time when I followed it, I'm glad. And we as society suppress it. And if you talk to people who have talked to rape victims and people who have been abducted, so often you hear that person say, I had a feeling. I thought something was off. And they don't trust it. And
because it's like it's scary to say you're a woman or anyone just being followed in an alley, and there's someone who you think might be following you. It's you don't want to be that person who goes, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" And this person's like, "Well, I'm just walking down the alley."
No.
Like, no one wants to take that risk, but take that fucking risk, dude.
I've the way to summarize that, and I've heard it in like self-defense classes and stuff, is it's called be rude.
yes. 100%.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what? Change the direction you're walking. Yell fire, pee your pants, do whatever the fuck you need to.
What'd you say? Not just then.
Why pee your pants?
Because if you're acting really scared,
This one's weird.
it's weird. But guess what? A person who's abducting you, even though they're fucked in the head, they see somebody peeing their pants. It kind of throws them off.
Hey man,
And it buys you time.
Hey man, I don't know about that one.
You don't need to know about it. Trust me, it's an option. The thing is this. We don't, people, I believe.
GP's a survival expert, man. You should listen to this guy.
We have to learn to trust our
It's
instincts.
like if your plane's going down,
And-
quickly pee your pants.
Hey,
The plane will float.
you know what?
In your,
Look, I'm the dude that if the plane's going down, I really think I'm going to survive. That's just my attitude.
I love it.
Go to the back. Head to
I
the
agree
back.
with that.
You know what? Terrorism on my plane, as soon as he walks by me, I'm jumping on his ass. And guess what? If he's strapped with a bomb, we might blow up the whole fucking plane, but he did it with me on his ass.
That's
And
what. That's
That's a better way to go than sitting in my seat.
I fucked
being a
the terrorist in the ass. No,
mean,
that's what happened with on 9/11.
What was that plane?
There
The one
was
that was
2
supposed to hit
planes.
the Pentagon.
Yeah, there was one that's supposed to hit a Pentagon, but the people on board like fought the terrorists and then saved a bunch of other people's lives.
That actually story reminds me of you actually.
Yeah. So, I say, hey, you know what? Go back to trusting your instincts and allow yourself to feel that. Because guess what? Let's say your girlfriend's walking down the alley and she yells fire, or she turns around and says, hey, back away, you're in my space. And then the guy goes, I live right there. Okay, cool. What happened? No big deal, right?
Right.
Does it matter? And I learned this from Jake. I remember the first time when something happened and Pam and I, our emails got fucking flooded. And also with Logan with the China thing. And you literally said, dude.
It was actually Japan.
Japan, yeah. You literally said, you're like, dude, in 4 days, it's not going to matter. In 4 days, the haters are going to chill out, let it go. But guess what? Our society it hit us now and it has impact. Let it go. If you're in an alley and you turn around on somebody, who cares in 20 minutes?
Yeah, no.
If you made a mistake, who cares? You know, so I don't know. Bottom line is, I love you guys. I love that Mac's around. It's to find hometown true friends.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's hard. And Jake's gone through this.
Yeah.
Chance and Anthony came out. I'm like, you guys, you're just living off Jake. And you handed them everything. You gave them every opportunity.
Are y'all good? Are y'all good? Or what's good?
Yeah, we're cool. We're cool.
But guess what? They didn't work hard.
I mean, bro, this city eats people alive. Like,
It's hard.
If you ain't meant for it, it will eat you alive and
spit you out.
Fuck out.
And guess what? When we first came out here, what was your motto? Jake, your motto was?
You gotta want it.
And hard work
Beats talent.
beats talent. And Logan was, no, talent beats hard work.
He's right. It turns
But
out.
Logan's switched
They're
gears.
switched. Turns out he's right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I think that's good.
thank you for watching Impaulsive, the number one podcast in the world.
Wow. See where I get it from.
And we appreciate the support.
Subscribe.
And subscribe.
Yep, nice.
Hit the bell.
Yep, notifications.
Wow.
Notifications.
Don't forget about the masks.
And follow Vlogdad, Greg Paul 63 on Instagram.
They don't even vlog anymore. Oh, you make Instagram.
Oh, no, I'm starting.
His Instagram is great. Yeah, guys, thank you. That was awesome. Dad, thank you. You know I love you.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was dope, man. That was a really good episode. Jake, thank you for spending your time with us. I know you and
100%.
Julie are about to go on your honeymoon or something like that. Mac, you're great as always.
Hey, thanks, man.
I'll see you
Doing what I
after
can.
this. Free masks, maverickclothing.com. Guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and we're wishing you the best of luck during these hard times during quarantine. Bye.
Peace out.